a motion to approve the claims and payroll as presented by the Clark County Auditor.
I'll second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve claims and payroll as presented by the Clark County Auditor. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up is the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda? And if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve it as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
So the motion and a second on the floor to approve the agenda as presented. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Moving right along to public comment. Have one person signed up for public comment, Ms. Khuri?
Just double checking on a couple things. The time clock, visual time clock for.
I can set my phone up here.
Okay, you know what I'm saying.
We got some paperwork from Sabrina about that, but we're
Okay,
looking into it.
okay,
yes.
I just want, so it's not forgotten. And then the live streaming, is there any movement on that?
On the what?
Live streaming, the meetings.
Well, under Indiana law, that we're required to do that July 1st.
Yeah, I know there's a
2025, so
requirement for-
we will be doing that pursuant to the state statute.
Sooner than later?
The plan is because we have to put in for budget requests with the council, so we're trying to comply with the budget schedule of the council to get the appropriation, so it looks like it's still gonna be July 1st of 2025.
Okay, what about River Ridge?
I mean, we
Does
don't
that-
speak for River Ridge.
No,
We're a separate board.
but does that also entail them?
No.
The law, are they exempt from that?
As of right now, the statute only stated it for county councils and commissioners.
And a few other governing boards,
Yeah.
certain
Some other
governmental
governing
agencies,
bodies, but-
technically River Ridge is a UEZ.
Well, that's why I wondered
Urban
how
enterprise
that.
zone, and if you look at like the public access counselors or things about UEZs, it's definitely not a governmental entity that has to comply with all that. They're exempt on that.
Well, I was just thinking, you know,
So they
split it
could if they wanted
three
to, but
ways, you know.
they're not mandated to do it, because it's
That
not
was my point.
technically, it's a UEZ under the law, it's not a governmental body.
Right, I'll check it, but I thought, but that's all I had, I just, you know, sooner than later, and. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's all for public comment. Moving on to new business, first up is the tractor and mower bid opening for the highway department.
Yes, as you know, we have two, we advertised bids for 2 utility tractors and boom mowers. Advertised bids, so we received, let's see, the first bid is from Wright, it's WRIGHT, Wright Implement, 3223 Carter Road, Owensboro, Kentucky. So their sealed bid for the 2 utility tractors and boom mowers. Let's see, so it looks like they have a bid for John Deere, trying to see which one this is, the tractor.
16 tractor,
Yeah,
no, 6110 cab tractor.
yeah. So it looks like with all the equipment that goes with that, the total bid for that one is $404,451.70.
So that's 2 tractors and 2 mowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have all John
I was
Deere.
gonna say, that's all.
Yeah, that's for 4, okay. The way they're doing this, it's hard to.
2 tractors, 2 mowers, 404, 451.7.
And they're John Deere, just trying to see, and then this is just a detailed breakdown on the cab tractor and the mower. Actually, it looks like the mower may be some of that Tiger Bengal 42.
Yeah.
Tim, you had some input on this, this is what you were looking for.
Well, yeah, that's what we was looking for. He had, 2 on order, and if we didn't, you know, act right away, or, it would take a year to get one,
Okay.
so.
What company is this?
Hudson, Hutson.
These 3 are
All
Hudson?
3 of those.
Okay, so the first one, so it looks like, so this, Wright Implement did 1 envelope for the 2 tractors and 2 mowers, they did it in one. So then the next one is Hudson Inc., And it looks like they submitted 3 separate envelopes, so we'll see which one did. I don't have their address on the outside envelope, but these 3 are from Hudson Inc.
Yep.
All right, so. Yeah, here's one. Okay. So, this first one from Hudson Inc. Let's see, their address is 10300 Telephone Road, and that's Glendale, Indiana,
Chandler.
or Chandler, Indiana, sorry. Print is so small, I can't read that. So, this first one, is a John Deere equipment survey, so, looks like it's 2 pieces of equipment, an Alamo machete 22 boom, and an Alamo machete, it's like they're these machete 22 boom 60-inch rotary mowers. So for those 2, if that's a total of $405,249.35 for those 2 Alamo machete boom mowers. And the next one from Hudson. So this would be John Deere tractors, the Alamo tractors. So it looks like for a quantity of 4.
So 2 tractors and 2 Samurai mowers, is that a Samurai mower, is that what that is? Tim?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah,
I was only talking
But
about.
those, so there, it looks like it's 2 John Deere cab tractors and 2 Alamo Samurai tractors. So for those 4, that's $396,384.24. And then the final bid from Hudson. So this looks like it's, sure. So it looks like it's John Deere cab tractor, 2 John Deere cab tractors and 2, looks like Diamond 22-foot tractors, mowers, tractors. So for those 4 pieces of equipment, that bid is $374,384.24.
So it looks like on his bids, they gave us John Deere 6110s and then some other mower options with those, so that's what the difference in price is.
So we might want to take their advice on the county engineer since he.
I make a motion that the bids be reviewed by our county engineer and highway superintendent.
I'll second.
So the motion and a second on the floor to take the bids under advisement and allow those to be reviewed by our county engineer and highway superintendent. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up is the amendment to the professional services agreement for Bridge 413.
Yeah, so this was given to us to put on the agenda by our county engineer, Brian Dixon. As you know, we have a current engineering consulting contract with Clark Dietz for the bridge 413 over Brown Station Way. And according to Mr. Dixon, our county engineer, this is amendment. They have to add an asbestos surveying report. It's an environmental requirements, but under the contract with Clark Dietz, there will be a decrease. This amendment will decrease the geotechnical design by $5,595, and then add the asbestos, the required asbestos surveying report for that amount of $5,595. So the net change of the contract is 0. It's a net change. You're decreasing the geotechnical design by that amount, and you're adding this required asbestos surveying report.
Okay.
So I make a motion to approve amendment number 1 between the Clark County Board of Commissioners and Clark Dietz for an asbestos survey as required on Bridge 413 located on Brown Station Way with no change in the contract amount.
I'll second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve the professional services agreement between Clark County Board of Commissioners and Clark Dietz with a reduction in the geotechnical design and an increase in the ad asbestos survey and report for a net change of 0 in compensation. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Next up on the agenda is the software and maintenance agreement for the surveyor's office.
Yeah, so surveyors presented this to us. This is the ongoing software maintenance for the software that the surveyor's office uses, the specialized software for the services they provide. So this software maintenance agreement is for a total of $1,720 for the 1-year software maintenance plan.
I make a motion to approve the software maintenance agreement with Carlson Company in the amount of $1,720.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve the contract with Carlson Software Incorporated in the amount of, I know you said it, $1,720. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Next up is the microfilm storage services agreement for the recorder's office.
Yeah, so the recorder has presented this contract for approval. So this would be a 1-year agreement for microfilm storage, and at the present time, this may go up in future years because they're still in that process of microfilming different items. But for year one, it's only $42. So the 1 year for this particular microfilm service agreement, the amount of rolls and boxes they have at this particular time, it's for year one, it's $42. It comes out of the recorder's perpetuation fee.
This is with US Archives, I'm
So
assuming.
US Archives, yes. So,
I make a motion to approve the microfilm storage services between the Recorder's Office and US Archives Incorporated in the amount of $42.
I'll second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve the contract between Clark County Recorder's Office and US Archives in the amount of $42. Maybe the cheapest contract we'll ever sign. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up is the Miller copier lease agreement for the clerk's office.
yes, so our clerk has presented this to us. He needs to upgrade and have a new copier for his office. So this lease agreement, it looks like it's a 5-year agreement, paid monthly, so it's 60 payments of, what, print is so small, I can't read that. $225.
$225.54.
Yes, $225.54, and this comes out of the clerk's fund, not the general fund, for the cost of this company lease.
I make a motion to approve, the contract with Miller copier lease agreement for the clerk's office to come out of his funds in the amount of $225.52 per month.
$225.54.
54, sorry.
Yes.
I'll second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve the contract between the clerk's office and Clark County Clerk's Office and Miller Supplier in the amount of $225.54 for 60 months for a copier. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Next up is the tree clearing quotes for Willinger Lane Bridge project.
Yeah, so in your package, you see our county engineer went out and secured requested quotes. We received 4 quotes back for the tree clearing project that's associated with the bridge at Willinger Lane. The tree clearing has to be done by April 1st. So we received 4 quotes. As you see, there's the quotes are from Jay's Lawn and Landscaping, $34,500. Dan Christianity Excavating, $22,950. Grasshoppers, Land Clearing and Tree Services, $9,750, and Bob Ray Company, $12,350. And pursuant to the recommendation from the county engineer, he recommends going with the lowest quote, Grasshoppers Land Clearing and Tree Service, in the amount of $9,750.
I'll make a motion to approve on recommendation of the county engineer, the quote from Grasshoppers Land Clearing and Tree Service Incorporated for the land clearing project at the Williger Lane Bridge in the amount of $9,750.
I'll second.
So the motion and a second on the floor to follow the recommendation of the Clark County engineer to enter into a contract with Grasshoppers Land Clearing and Tree Service to clear trees on the Willinger Lane Bridge project in the amount of $9,750. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have some commissioners' appointments. I think we've got them outlined in tab 7.
Do we just wanna do those all at once?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine with me.
Okay, so I will make a motion that we appoint Joann Sullivan to the Cemetery Commission for the term of, from February 29, 2024 to 12/31 of 2028. That's a 4-year term. For the Drainage Board, Charlie Galligan, from February 29, 2024 to 12/31, 2024. And for the Utica Township Fire Protection District, Kelly Khuri, from February 29, 2024 to January 6, 2025.
I will second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to confirm the appointments of Joann Sullivan for the Cemetery Commission for 2/29/2024 to 12/31/2028. Charlie Galligan to the Drainage Board for the term 2/29/2024 to 12/31/2024. And Kelly Khuri to the Utica Township Fire Protection District from 2/29/2024 to January 6th of 2025. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Moving on, as all for new business. Any old business?
Well, from the last meeting, we had that vacation of that public road.
Yeah, so you probably need to table that again, unless there's any discussion that you would want to have on that. I know we were waiting for some feedback from our county engineer and some alternatives to that vacation.
And he's not here. So I make a motion to table to our next meeting.
And I will second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to table the vacation of, what was that?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't remember the name of the road. It's up in Memphis, the point.
No, it's not Crow Road. I wanted to think it was going into Deerfield.
It
That was
is.
that, it was going into Deerfield, but I don't remember what the name of that road was.
Okay. So there's a motion and a second on the floor to table that request. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 3-0 to table. Moving on to reports of department heads and elected officials. Mr. Auditor, anything from your office
Nothing for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Attorney?
Nothing for tonight.
Brian's not here from the Highway Department. You got anything, Tim?
So Hebrew Church should be open, tomorrow.
Okay. Good deal, thank you. I know we got some compliments, from the public on your all's, quick response to the storm cleanup. Typically, we don't get a whole lot of compliments, we get more complaints, but it's always nice to get some kudos for you guys, so. I know you guys worked, almost 12 hours that day to clean up a lot of that
Yeah, it's
material?
12 hours.
Okay, good job. Thank you all very much, I appreciate it. Sheriff's Office?
You need a jail cam,
If you got it, that'd be great.
424 and 52 are feds.
52 federal?
Yes.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. Any other elected officials, department heads? Ms. Glickfield, Judge Glickfield, you got anything tonight?
Just here for moral support.
We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All right. Any other business? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much for attending.